What's up, bros, and welcome. Now, today I'm going to be showing some LEGO Guardians of the Galaxy villains that have turned into heroes, so let's get down to business. Now, before we get into the customs, shout out to the 2 or 3 people that asked me to make a Guardians of the Galaxy villains and turning them into heroes video. Now for the first custom in today's video, we have Ronan the Accuser. Now, the legs of this custom minifigure are from a lava monster from Nexonites. The torso we're going to be using is from Hawkeye from the first Avengers movie. Then, we're going to take some dual molded light blue and dark gray arms, which are from a Hades minifigure from a LEGO Disney CMF series, and we also have some black hands attached. Then we're going to take this Zurg armor piece from Toy Story and pop it onto the torso, except it's reversed. Then we're going to take this black cape piece, which is from a random Mandalorian from the second Mandalorian battle pack. We're going to take this random headpiece, which I think is from Hidden Side, and attach it to the torso. Then, for the last piece, we're going to take this First Order pilot or officer helmet piece and attach it to the head. And then we have the completed good Ronan the Accuser custom. Now, before we get into Ronan's backstory, first I gotta show his weapon, which is his hammer. Now, as you can see here, this hammer is pretty simple and interesting to build. I don't really feel like showing a tutorial because of how simple it is to build, but you can also spin this top piece. It's just an extra feature, but this weapon also has a different mode. Right now it's in the normal hammer mode, but we can switch that out real quick. So we can just take the hammer, we can remove the top piece, we can flip out these two pieces, then we can take this little build that I built. So you can see here in universe, this barrel pops out of the hammer, but as you can see here, this acts as a barrel to the cannon mode of Ronan the Accuser's hammer. So it shoots out purple beams because secretly the purple Infinity Stone is hiding in this hammer. Now in this universe, Ronan the Accuser is the head of one of the galaxy's largest private security forces. So he basically owns a security company. He basically protects people that pay him top dollar, but he's not a bad guy and he only works for good people. Like sometimes he works for the Nova Corps, sometimes he works for the Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's also the protector of the purple Infinity Stone in this universe. But yeah, that's basically it for this custom. Now for the second custom in today's video, we have Nebula. Now, the legs of this custom minifigure are from Ultraviolet from Ninjago Season 8. The torso we're going to be using is from a random dwarf minifigure from The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. On the left we have this printed silver arm, which is from Aquaman, and on the right we have this light blue arm, and we also have some black hands. Then we're going to take this Killer Frost headpiece, which is from DC, and attach it to the torso, and then for the last piece, we're going to take this blonde hair piece, which is from Black Widow from Avengers Infinity War, and then we have the completed Nebula custom. Now, in this universe, Nebula works for Ronan the Accuser, and she's actually the second in command of his private security force. Now, as she was growing up, she was trained by her adoptive father, Thanos. In this universe, Thanos is also a good guy who's looking for the Infinity Stones so he can help the world's population by doubling its resources so that more species can thrive and survive. So in this universe, Thanos actually has a brain. But in this universe, Nebula is eventually going to turn evil because in the original timeline, Nebula is bad but turns good, but in this universe, she's good but she's eventually gonna turn bad. But yeah, that's basically it for this custom. Now for the third custom in today's video, we have, I don't remember her name. Now, the legs of this Callisto minifigure are from just about every Golden Ninja from the 10th Anniversary Legacy sets of Ninjago. The torso we're going to be using is from a Atlantean Guard minifigure, except the torso is reversed and we also have some yellow arms and some golden hands. Then we're going to take this golden armor piece and attach it to the torso. We're going to take this Sora headpiece from Ninjago Dragons Rising and attach it to the torso. Then we're going to take this golden hairpiece, which is from Princess Vanya from Ninjago Master of the Mountain, attach that to the head, and in this universe, that Golden Queen from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, well, she doesn't get scammed by the Guardians, or more specifically, Rocket Raccoon, and she never becomes a villain, and she never has any evil intentions or anything like that, because she's just simply a queen of her people or something like that. There's really not much else to explain. I maybe shouldn't have made this custom because I didn't really come up with any interesting backstories or anything. But yeah, that's basically it for this custom. Now for the fourth custom in today's video, we have Ego. Now, the legs of this Callisto minifigure are from a Koala Keeper from Series 24 of the LEGO minifigure series Blind Bags. The torso we're going to be using is from a random Star Wars minifigure from the Freemaker Adventures, I believe. Then, we're going to take this cloth piece, which is from Kraven the Hunter from Spider-Man. We're going to take this random headpiece, which is from a random old man from Star Wars The Force Awakens. Then we're going to take this light gray hairpiece and attach it to the head, and then we have the completed Ego custom. Now, in this universe, Ego is a living god without any evil intentions, and he just wants to protect this universe that he was born in. So he goes around the universe, protecting its citizens and fighting off bad guys. Then he lands on Earth, falls in love with a girl, and then Star-Lord is born. But the girl that Ego falls in love with, she dies of cancer, and in this universe, Ego wasn't the one that planted the cancer in her. So instead of raising Star-Lord, instead, Ego decides to go get the milk because he can't deal with this loss, and so he just abandons his son. But then eventually Star-Lord goes out into the world, finds his father, and then Ego decides to train his son to take his place as the next living planet god, or something like that. But yeah, that's basically it for this custom. Now for the fifth and last custom in today's video, we have the High Evolutionary. Now, the legs of this Callisto minifigure are from a Sith Trooper from Star Wars The Old Republic. We're going to attach this dark gray skirt piece, which is from Mia from Season 8 of Ninjago, except the skirt piece is reversed. Then, we're going to take this purple jacket torso piece, which is from a Star-Lord T'Challa minifigure, except we also have some purple arms and some dark red hands. Then we're going to take this Ultron lower helmet or mouth guard piece, and then we're going to take this random headpiece and attach it to the torso, and then we have the completed High Evolutionary custom. Now, in this universe, the High Evolutionary isn't a villain, he's just a creator of worlds. He creates planets and he creates entire new civilizations and species because he feels like it, and he has the ability to do that, so he does it, and he doesn't control them, he doesn't make them do his bidding, he just creates them, lets them live, and he moves on and creates more species. And of course, he also has his same gravity abilities because he does also protect species that he creates, because sometimes they get attacked by enemies or pirates or invaders and stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically it for this custom. But anyway, I hope you bros enjoyed this video. Shout out to the people that requested this video, because without them, this video wouldn't exist. Now, I'm going to be continuing the Turning Villains into Heroes series. Next, I'm probably going to be making more Superman villains and turning them into heroes, so basically like the sequel to the original video that I made, because there's a lot of villains that I didn't make, like General Zod and Livewire and stuff like that. But yeah, feel free to check out my other videos. I mostly make custom minifigures. Have a great day. See ya, bros.